Today, we are going to share a powerful courtroom story inspired by the values, humanity, and wisdom of the legendary Judge Frank Caprio, a judge who proved to the world that justice without compassion is incomplete. The courtroom was quiet that morning, the kind of silence that makes every breath feel heavy. People sat on the wooden benches, some bored, some impatient, and others simply waiting for their cases to be called. For most of them, this was just another day. But for one woman standing nervously near the defense table, this day felt like the end of the world. She was a single mother in her early 30s, her clothes clean but clearly worn from years of use. Her hands trembled as she held a few folded papers, hospital bills, overdue notices, and a crumpled traffic ticket. Her eyes showed exhaustion, not from lack of sleep alone, but from a life that had given her more pain than comfort. When her name was called, she stepped forward slowly, her heart racing faster with every step. The charge was simple: failure to pay a minor traffic fine. To the court system, it was a routine case, something that would usually end with another fine or a short warning. But to this woman, that small amount felt like a mountain she could never climb. As she stood before the judge, her voice cracked when she tried to speak. Judge Caprio looked at her calmly. He did not rush. He did not raise his voice. He simply asked her how she was doing today. That simple question broke the wall she had built around herself. Tears filled her eyes as she explained that she had missed work because her child was sick. The hospital visits, the medicines, the sleepless nights, all of it had drained her financially and emotionally. When it came time to choose between paying a ticket or buying food and medicine, she chose her child. The courtroom remained silent as she spoke. Some people lowered their heads. Others shifted uncomfortably in their seats. This was no longer just a legal matter. It was a human story unfolding in real time. Judge Caprio listened without interrupting, nodding gently, allowing her to finish every word. When she stopped speaking, wiping her tears with shaking hands, the judge leaned forward slightly. His voice was calm, but firm, filled with understanding. He explained that the law exists to maintain order, but it must never forget the people it serves. He spoke about responsibility, but also about mercy. He reminded everyone in the room that a fine means nothing if it destroys a family already struggling to survive. Then came the moment that changed everything. Judge Caprio looked directly at the woman and said, "You've been punished enough by life. This court will not add to that burden." Case dismissed. For a moment, she didn't understand what she had heard. Then reality sank in. Her knees weakened, and she covered her mouth as tears streamed down her face. Tears not of fear, but of relief. The courtroom, once cold and silent, felt warmer, almost alive. People who moments ago didn't care were now witnessing something unforgettable. The judge wasn't finished. He gently reminded her to take care of her child, to stay strong, and to remember that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. He wished her well, not as a judge to a defendant, but as one human being to another. Day as she walked out of the courtroom, her posture had changed. The weight she carried inside her seemed lighter. She wasn't just leaving without a fine. She was leaving with hope. And that hope, given freely by one compassionate judge, would stay with her for the rest of her life. This is what Judge Frank Caprio represents. Not just fairness, but kindness. Not just authority, but empathy. His courtroom is not a place where people are shamed. It is a place where they are understood. Over the years, stories like this have made him famous around the world, not because he breaks the law, but because he applies it with humanity. In a world where many believe justice is cold and unforgiving, Judge Caprio proves that compassion can exist within the law. His decisions remind us that behind every case number is a real person, with real struggles, real pain, and real dreams. As the courtroom entered that day, one thing was clear. No one would forget what they had witnessed. A small case had become a powerful lesson. A simple decision had restored someone's faith in humanity, and perhaps the most important lesson of all was this: true justice is not about punishment. It is about understanding, mercy, and giving people a chance to stand back up when life has knocked them down. Thank you for listening to this powerful courtroom story inspired by Judge Frank Caprio. If this story touched your heart, remember to spread kindness wherever you go, because sometimes one compassionate moment can change a life forever.